Hello friends, welcome back. Okay, so for today's video, we're gonna harvest our first bouquet of the season, and I have not cut any flowers for cut flowers at all. Mostly we're gonna be getting ranuncula, a straw flower that had overwintered itself, and a couple freesias that have come up, and odds and ends. And I thought we could do this frequently-ish. As things start to come in, I'd like to do it weekly and have like a really beautiful bouquet. What do you think, camera girl? She thinks that's also a good idea, but I think it would be a really good idea to feature what we're growing. And also I think once the middle of summer comes in, it's kind of amazing how many blooms we get in a single week. So okay, mason jar for collecting flowers and my falcos. So yeah, let's go this way. One ranuncula. These look like poppies and they look so fragile, but they're ranunculus. How beautiful is that? I want you to dress her. Let me go be a mom. I'll be right back. This straw flower overwintered itself from last year, so I cut it at the base at the end of the season when all of these plants here were done. And I cut it at the base to keep the roots in the ground, and to my surprise, about December, I noticed some growth coming. Cut it. I can see a giant hole where I cut it here. I cut the main stalk here, thinking nothing, I'm leaving the roots in the ground. And then to my surprise, out came two stalks. So actually, you know what? I don't like the way it's dividing, so I'm gonna take this whole thing out and just leave this one. Now, the joy.
Ready? Yeah.
That's far too long. Okay.
No, it won't break because the stalk is so thick.
Do you see how thick this stalk is? That's insane. A little baby slug on my thumb.
Yummy.
You want it? Take it. There. And it'll curve out of the base, maybe a little. I don't know, we'll see.
So thick.
Here's one bachelor's button.
Oh, they're so cute.
I haven't picked any of these. So let me tell you a little story about these Crispidia Billy button. Oh my. So it looks like they're just opening up. Okay. This, I started it from seed last spring 2022. And it was a tiny little thing. It almost looked like a little onion. And it stayed like that. And I thought I started like 3 or 4 plants or seeds. And they all stayed like that. And I thought that they weren't going to grow at all. It didn't make it. They're growing? Yeah. That's so wonderful. So yeah, I thought they weren't growing. And then winter came around and they came up. Like something started growing and I was like, oh, it's probably a weed. Anyway, that's the story. Oh, the sun is coming out. No. Okay, quickly, let's get this done.
The sun is coming out. Yay!
Yay for us, but we need to pick these before it gets too warm. Okay. This section here, I have so many stories about how I planted a ton of freesias at the edge of each bed here. I have 4 beds, and this is the only bed where the freesias actually came up.
was the favorite I walked before.
Oh, freesia smells so good.
Then I saw the...
You may. That one's not a freesia.
Oh.
Smell.
Ah.
Go. I just want to hug it. This makes me so happy. Okay, here. Now we're going to go in for some greenery. That's... Oh, my dear. Lola, would you like to show us? Come here. Show us what you just picked. What is this? What is it called?
I don't know.
It's a poppy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's an Icelandic poppy. Does it smell?
Yeah.
It smells nice and sweet, huh?
Did
Hey.
you smell it?
Flowers that I grew for cutting, this is the bulk of it. I am going to pick some of these succulent flowers behind me in a minute, but while I'm here, I really have enjoyed using fennel and fennel and dill greenery or greens, like the leafy part, in my bouquets. They just add a really like delicate. I always lose the word. What's the word for
Graceful?
like whimsical?
There you go.
What did you say?
I said graceful.
Graceful? Yeah, kind of. Hydrate pretty well. Like unless I pick it in the middle of the day and it's hot, then they wilt a little bit, but it's cool enough today and the sun is just starting to show over the clouds, so yeah, I like this. And an interesting part about the fennel, if you want to get in here, they'll keep sending up stalks of greenery, of leaves, and then these will bulb up. So I love fennel. We love eating it, and we love it in the cut flowers. So I leave these here, and then I only take the bigger of the stems, and then they just keep producing. And then once they're big enough, we cut them for eating. So I don't know, that's just the way that it works for us. Come over here, and I want these in the sun. So these here, okay, I don't actually, you know what, I realized I don't know the technical term for this plant, but it is a succulent, and we have a ton of it. They bloom in every early spring, and we love them. They put on quite the show. It's almost like the first sign that spring is coming because these bloom just about every February, and they're just so beautiful. And it is, I don't do it, Mark does it, but he goes through and he has to deadhead all of these, so it's also work, but it also means that spring is coming, summer's coming. Let me get some from here. What? Is it really
Just a lot.
There's a lot. I'm gonna
That
get.
is full.
I'm gonna get this guy.
Maybe it builds in here. Okay.
I don't know that I should do this now that I'm doing it. For the rest of my bouquet, and I do this in the summer too, we have ferns lining the top of our hill. We call it our hill, our slope. And what I do is, you get in here, and do you see some of these? Get in here. Some of these ferns that are kind of growing and spreading their rhizomes and coming out through the succulents. Well, to keep it really nice and organized and separate without having it be one giant mess of plants, I like to pull these and use them in my bouquets. And I'm also helping you. And I'm talking to Mark. I'm helping you. I'm helping you keep all of this neat. Now that one was a bad pull. plenty down here. We really like having like an organized layer, and that's what our goal was. Ferns, these succulents here that remind me of like a giant echeveria, these scalloped ones, and what has been pushed out or the very bottom layer was this ice plant. No, what is it called?
Icicles? I think it's
Not
ice plant.
not ice plant. That's wrong. I'm gonna put the name here, the correct name. And that bottom layer has gotten like pushed out of the boundary because these have gotten so leggy. But anyway, that's a whole project. But I'd like to come in and get some of these ferns and get my daily stretches. Come on. One more. Okay, that's enough. Put them all at the same length. Honey, I need that base, baby.
Okay.
Thank you for your understanding.
This was the rest of the stuff through the floor the way this was.
Oh my gosh, I know, it's all tangled. My hair is like everywhere and I don't know what to do with it. Okay. Is it floofed enough?
Yeah, it's good.